guys, today we're going to be learning about pollution, and the key question I want you to think about throughout this video is, how does pollution affect animals? To better understand the concept of pollution and how it affects animals, I'm going to do a demonstration of a fish in the river encountering different types of pollution. You guys can follow along and do this demonstration at home with the permission of your parents. And by the end of the video, you guys will be able to see how animals are affected by pollution. There aren't any safety concerns with this demonstration. Just make sure you guys are careful and you have your parents next to you to help you and assist you. For this demonstration, you're going to need a container full of water, preferably something that's wide so you can see all the pollution that goes inside of it. You're going to need some fertilizer, some soil, oil, as well as some trash, so like pieces of paper or candy wrappers and things like that. Most importantly, you're going to need a sponge to demonstrate the fish. I don't have a sponge, but I do have a toy fish that I'm going to be using. It's better if you have a sponge, so I highly recommend using one if you have that. Now place the sponge, or in my case the fish, into the water and observe what you see. You can see that the water is really clean, and when I pick up the fish, the water that drips off is nice and clear. The fish itself is wet, but it's smooth and it's soft and it's happy. So now, let's take a fish on a little journey as it swims to different parts of the river. First, she starts swimming and she comes across a coast where there is deforestation happening, and bulldozers are taking out trees and cleaning out the land. Because the trees are cut down, there aren't any roots to hold the soil in place, so it flies into the river. Now take your soil and pour it into the water. The fish starts to get soil in her gills and the water gets very dirty and she can't see properly, but she keeps swimming. As the fish keeps swimming, she comes across a golf course. Pour this fertilizer that you guys have into the washing. The golf course likes to keep their grounds nice and green, so they use a lot of fertilizer. However, when it rains, the runoff of the fertilizer into the river. This is why the skin of the fish starts to feel a little strange and tingly, and it's very salty and chemically inside the river. The fish continues to push through the pain of the soil and the fertilizer, and as she continues on her journey, she passes through a park where several families are having picnics. The wind blows the litter from the picnics into the river. So take your pieces of trash and put them in there. These pieces of plastic and trash are going into the fish's eye and stinging it, and even giving her some cuts and wrapping around her. The fish is feeling a little distressed, but continues further. She comes across an oil spill. Take the oil that you guys have and pour it into the river. The oil is getting inside of her gills and she has difficulty breathing. After struggling, the fish finally gets through the toxic pollutants in the river. However, she hasn't fully escaped the damage that was caused. Now observe the sponge or the fish that you guys have in the water, and what do you see? Write down your observations. When I pick up mine, she's very dirty. The water that's coming out is brown, and as I feel it, there's dirt all over, there's trash. It's very slimy and oily, so it's obviously getting inside of the gills, preventing her from breathing or swimming properly. She's very unhappy, and there's no way to clean herself because the river's all polluted. Overall, this shows how pollution affects animal life, and we should be more careful about the damages that we are causing. Fish in bodies of water can't help themselves, and if they encounter too much of these pollutants, they will eventually die. Hopefully from this demonstration you were able to learn about how pollution affects animals.